Florida voters are expected to play a key role in deciding who is the next president. But now at 6, why fewer people are actually registering to vote and why some think it's part of a deliberate plan. Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Woody Ryan.
And I'm Brendan McLaughlin. 81,000 fewer new voters. That's what one researcher says is the difference from 4 years ago, before new restrictive voter registration laws went into effect in Florida. It's just what opponents of these laws feared would happen. When Governor Rick Scott signed the law cutting early voting in half and putting tough restrictions on volunteers who register voters, the reaction was swift and angry.
Legislated voter suppression.
I mean, there's no question that they're Jim Crow-esque.
Even the nonpartisan League of Women Voters refused to go by the new rules that gave them only 48 hours to submit registration forms to the state.
It would put our volunteers at personal risk for fines, and we decided instead to challenge it in court.
Republican lawmakers who supported the bill claimed the restrictions would reduce voter fraud.
Even the mere allegation that there might be room for fraud, to me, seems reasonable that the legislature ought to make sure that it's a tight process.
But there have been only a handful of fraud cases statewide, and according to the Hillsborough County Supervisor of Elections, none locally in recent years. Can you point to any cases of voter fraud in Hillsborough County that have been identified, prosecuted, convicted?
I cannot.
Democrats complain that the law is designed to suppress voter registration of young people, minorities, and the poor, groups that traditionally lean Democratic. But UT government professor Scott Payne says that may not be so true anymore.
If you look at the young population, college age today, mixed bag, not as clearly Democratic or Republican as, say, 4 years ago or, say, 8 years ago.
Well, the University of Florida political scientist Daniel Smith believes the drop in new voter registrations is a direct result of these new laws. Others, mainly Republicans, say it's more likely a lack of enthusiasm for Barack Obama compared to the last election cycle.